Oh well, so much drama in the past 2 years. And one thing that the 2018 election has proven to us is that, well, people can change the things that they want to change. But another thing that this past year has proven to us is that people don't change. Because people operate with principles which allow them to dictate how they steer the bark of life through the rough seas of passion. And currently, we have passionate fools in government. So much drama. The return of the prodigal savior, Mahathir, who somehow had promised us to save the nation from the kleptocrats and idiocies that were surrounding the nation. Well, we did get a lot of publicity because, well, we had a 90-year-old prime minister, 92 was it at that time, leading the nation. Then again, like any other game, treachery and deceit follows the pursuit of the feeble mind towards total empowerment. And that is exactly what has led this nation to where it is today. The past few days has gotten Malaysians on a frenzy in social media. Keyboard warriors emerging, everybody posting about what their opinion is on the current situation where, well, first it looked like Mahathir was forming his own coalition, and then he goes to meet the Agong and then says that he's stepping down as Prime Minister and then gets appointed back as interim Prime Minister by the Agong. And all the people can think about is, were they cheated? Or perhaps the people weren't even in the game. Perhaps the people were considered expendable. So as the talks were going around saying that Mahathir was trying to form this new power coalition, moves were made to ensure that the seats of certain individuals were retained. So here is what I'm thinking might have taken place. Now, Azmin and Anwar, or Anwar and Azmin because Anwar is older. Now, Anwar and Azmin just seem to be having this spat which is similar to the quarrel of bitter axes. They had been bringing out their dirty laundry to public for such a long time now that it's quite distasteful, all in hopes of garnering ultimate power. So here is what I feel might have taken place. Again, perhaps I may be wrong. Let's start the story. Now, Azmin is losing power, his grip, with the people within and out of the political sphere. So he wants things moved fast so that he can ensure that he becomes Prime Minister instead of Anwar. That is because Anwar is his ex, they're just bitter about things. You see, hate is just love gone wrong. Now coming back to the story. Anwar, realizing this, that Azmin is continuously pushing, and also that he's losing power outside, decides to seek an audience with the king to discuss on his ascension to the Iron Throne. Mahathir, getting whiff of this, decided to beat Anwar to his game. Of course, Mahathir was probably feeling that he was backstabbed again. Decided to meet the king without informing anyone else. So he meets the king and tells that, well, he wants to remain in power. And an interesting fact that he has actually garnered support from the oppositions. And that is BN, Barisan Nasional, PAS, and also Warisan. Again, these are all ideas of perhaps a conspiracy theorist. So now, Mahathir told the king that he's garnering support from the oppositions and that the oppositions have pledged their loyalty and have bowed down to him to allow him to ascend the throne. But to do that, he can't be the prime minister who was elected by the party that won the elections. Therefore, he had to step down. And by stepping down, he would then resign or relinquish a position that was given to him by the current ruling party. And this is where he perhaps asked the Agung, or motivated the Agung, to the king to utilize his special powers vested to him as a king, to appoint him as the interim prime minister until he got his game in play, or rather completed it. Therefore, the king, without much enthusiasm or without wanting to show enthusiasm, decided to say, hey, give me some time, I need to think about it. But in the meantime, you will be interim prime minister. Or perhaps it wasn't even the king's decision to make in the first place. There could be other powers at hand. No, not the Illuminati. Definitely not. So, all that now that needs to take place is for Mahathir to prove his point, to validate his claim. Now, the election results of 2018, if we look at it, we see that Pakatan Harapan, which comprised of PKR, DAP, PPBM, and Parti Amanah, had jointly gathered 113 seats, while Barisan Nasional had just about 79, PAS had 18, and Warisan had 8. Now, with the talks of Mahathir forming his new allegiance with Barisan Nasional, PAS, and Parti Warisan, now mind you, the three have already pledged their loyalty on media even towards Mahathir. Now, if they were to get together, that would actually give the new gang about 128 seats, leaving PKR and DAP to have only 90 seats. In order for them to form the gang, the new gang, to form a 2/3 majority, all it would require is for them to have 20 frogs jump over. I mean, how hard is it to have 20 frogs jump over in a pool of frogs? Really not that hard, depending on who is dangling the carrot actually. So, sensing this danger, Anwar now vehemently expresses his interest or his desire, expresses his want for Mahathir to remain as Prime Minister, in hopes that he can one day sit on the Iron Throne himself. As for Azmin, this is just delaying his process of becoming the Prime Minister. The longer this proceeds, Azmin will lose grip within and outside the political sphere. But here's a twist. Or at least the twist I'm thinking of, which might happen. Amidst this battle, the Game Master is strengthening the position of his biological son, Mukhris Mahathir. Perhaps he has always wanted Mukhris to be his actual successor. He was just using Azmin as nothing but a mere distraction. And when the time is right and ripe, Azmin, who is now showcasing mental and emotional volatility, he would just kick him out. And then Mukhris will take the chair. After all, blood is thicker than water, right? Then again, perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps I'm just a conspiracy theorist who just wants people to watch this video. Then again, perhaps it's nothing but a mere probability. Cheers.